Tropical Storm Sam has now developed in the eastern Atlantic Ocean as of 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So we have the latest public advisory. The center of Tropical Storm Sam was located near latitude 10.9 degrees north, longitude 38.1 degrees west. It is moving west near 16 miles per hour, a little bit faster than it was at the last time. It was 15 miles per hour last time, now it's 16. Thought I'd keep that in mind. Its motion is expected to continue over the next several days, but with a gradual slowdown in forward motion. Recent satellite wind data and estimates maximum sustained winds have increased to near 50 miles per hour. So this thing's jumped from a 35 mile per hour tropical depression to a 50 mile per hour tropical storm, and the satellite data can somewhat confirm this. As you can see, Sam has gotten really organized at this point. So, yeah, you can see this right here. That's about the center of circulation. I'm gonna pause it at the last frame. Yeah, the center of circulation is about right here, and as you can see, that core is beginning to develop around the center of it. So, yeah, this thing's pretty quickly organized over the last 6 hours. So, yeah, it's definitely a tropical storm, all right. And with that, strengthening is expected to continue. Additional strengthening is forecast over the next several days. Sam is now forecast to become a hurricane tomorrow and near major hurricane intensity by the end of the weekend. Tropical storm force winds extend out only 45 miles from the center. Pressures drop to 1,003 millibars. So yeah, it was supposed to be forecast to strengthen to a hurricane by Saturday. Now it's going to be a hurricane by tomorrow. So yeah, this system is quickly intensifying. We have the 5-day cone right here issued by the National Hurricane Center. This is basically 8 a.m. Friday. It's a 70 mile per hour tropical storm right here. So this thing is going to undergo at least robust intensification, and then it becomes a hurricane after that, and then by, I believe that's 8 a.m. Sunday, it'll become a major hurricane. So yeah, that's a pretty big shift from where it was just even 12 hours ago when they even 18 hours ago when they started issuing cones on this thing. So yeah, that's a major shift. This thing's going to become a major hurricane, and by 8 a.m. Tuesday, according to the NHC, they have it at 125 miles per hour. So yeah, this is going to be a very powerful system, and I'll be keeping a close eye on it. And we're going to cross-check this NHC cone with other, wrong thing, we'll get to that in a second, with these models right here. So, yeah, models here are also a majority agreement of it's starting to make that turn more towards the west-northwest pretty soon. And the models are somewhat of an agreement. Does seem to be somewhat of a split with two of these models right here coming a little bit closer to the Leeward Islands, but at this time they are not forecasting any landfall or anything at this time. But I'll be keeping a very close eye on these models, which it's good that these are generally in agreement, and I'm really glad that it wasn't a thing like where it was with Peter and Rose, where just the models were just all over the place. This time the models are pretty much in agreement, so I'm really glad that that's going on. Now let's go to the intensity models. As you can see, 50 mile per hour tropical storm. Already 24 hours out. A couple of the models have this going up to hurricane strength. The rest of them keep it at tropical storm, but the majority of them have it as a hurricane 36 hours out. And then after that, basically just the majority of the models have it going up to Cat 2 or Cat 3 strength right now. That's a big update. Yeah, a couple of models keep it at like one model keeps it at Cat 1. One has it going up to a Cat 3, then just weakening to a Cat 1. So, yeah. Majority of the models are in agreement, once again, of this being a Category 2 or a major hurricane at a Category 3. NHC has it 125 miles per hour, which is Category 3 strength. So that's something to keep in mind out there. We're going back to the satellite presentation right here. What I'm going to try using the volume high resolution. As you can see, there it is. This system is really like this is from only a few hours ago. The system already looks like a tropical system. Like is it? And it appears that an eye may be developing at this point, but maybe just part of the center of circulation just start getting its act together. But does have that eye feature right there, which may be just, you know, like just there because like its system's still getting its act together and everything. But that appears to be around where the center of circulation is. So yeah, that's interesting right there. I'll be keeping a close eye on it. But what I'm gonna do before I jump to conclusions is take this back 60 frames to show you, yeah, this thing quickly intensified, and there it is right there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do the true color zoomed out. Take it back 60. So there it is. Yeah, this thing's really organized over the last, like, 6 hours. So, yeah, that's a pretty interesting development right there. And yeah, that eye feature, I'm gonna check that on satellite. Yeah, that eye feature, that appears to be the center of circulation right here. Let's cross-check it. Yeah, judging by how these systems are rotating around it, this appears to be where the center of circulation is. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty sizable strengthening tropical storm right here, and it's expected to go under some robust intensification over the next few days. I remember, like, just even 12 hours ago, this thing wasn't even supposed to be a tropical storm until, well, it's kind of on schedule. It became a tropical storm when NHC expected it, but the intensity of it, like, they were expecting it only be like a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. This is a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. So, yeah, this is somewhat ahead of schedule intensity-wise, but when it comes to forming a tropical storm, it's right on time. And by this time tomorrow, we could see a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Heck, we could even see a minimal hurricane from at this time tomorrow, judging by how quickly this thing is organizing. As you can see, there it was. And it's starting to get its act together. Then, yeah. Hold on, I'm taking a quick look. Yeah, the center of circulation appears to be around here, not here. That appears to be just some dry air up here. Center of circulation appears to be right here. So forget everything about that I said about there being an eye being formed. I am going to cross-check this real quickly, though. I need to zoom into this. Yeah, it appears that both forms of satellite are really telling me two different things. Satellite with the cloud temperatures right here, really showing me the center of circulation around here, and all this just and everything right here. The other stuff is seeing that has it shaped like an eye. So yeah. Either way, this has an interesting core right here. So yeah, there are cloud tops over here. There's a lot of powerful thunderstorms on the northern side of this. There is a little few cloud tops right here that go down to minus 70 degrees. So that's something to keep in mind. Before we go, let's do the few key takeaways we have. Takeaway number one: this is the cone from the NHC. Now a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm expected to strengthen pretty robustly according to the NHC. Expected to become a hurricane by Friday, at least Friday afternoon, if what the NHC is saying is correct. So yeah, it's moving at 60 miles per hour. Its center location is 10.9 north, 38.1 degrees west. Second key takeaway, like I said, well, I did say nothing was off the table last time. Well, that still holds true, but this thing is now expected by several models as well as the NHC to become a major hurricane. So that's the second key takeaway right there. But like I said, once again, nothing is off the table. It could just be a Category 2. It could just be a Cat 1. But either way, nothing is off the table. The most likely at this time is a major hurricane at Category 3, but it could only just be a Cat 1. It could only just be a Cat 2. It could be a Cat 4. So yeah, when I say just a Cat 1, I don't mean it like that. Even if it's only a Category 1, it's still going to generate a lot of water. It's still going to It's still going to generate a lot of swells. That's going to affect parts of the ocean, maybe even affect parts of the Lesser Antilles. So yeah, it's still going to be powerful no matter what. But not all the options are on the table for this system. If this system wants to slowly organize, which it's not, it's quickly organizing. If this wants to slowly intensify, or does it if it wants to robustly intensify, and it can definitely do either of those. So the next key takeaway: these models are in pretty much a general agreement on where it's going. Although these two split have it leaning a little more towards the Lesser Antilles. I'll be keeping a close eye on that. So, yeah, unlike Tropical Storms Peter and Rose, Tropical Storm Sam has those models are in general agreement, not like all over the place like I was talking about with Peter and Rose. Final key takeaway: this system is very quickly organizing into a system. As you can see, it quickly organized from this as a tropical depression into this as a tropical storm. So once again, I'm going to this as a tropical depression at around 1:45 in the morning to this now as a tropical storm around 16:05 Zulu time. So yeah, this around 6:05 about 10 hours ago to this. So yeah, that's pretty surprising right here. So anyway, that's all I have for Sam right now. I'll keep you updated when more information comes out. So be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more updates.